Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of AgogeTV with me, your host Phil Leonard.
And I'm your host, Josh Summersgill.
On today's podcast, we have John Morgan, who is co-owner of CrossFit Fusion in Leigh. And basically, we're going to throw it straight over to John to give us a bit more information about himself and tell us a little bit more about how he got into CrossFit and what he did before CrossFit, basically. So, John, go for it, mate. Where did we start?
Thanks for that, Phil. Starting from obviously fitness way back from school time, built through, did lots of weight training, was quite into running more than anything there, cross-country running, 1,500 meters. Then when I left school, got out of it a bit through things like drinking and girls and things like that, always distractions. And then when I got married at 19, when I met my wife at 19, we wanted to save up for a house, so couldn't afford to do anything. So running the streets was the easiest thing to do. So I did that for years, then did some marathons. Best time then was 2 hours, 40 minutes.
Wow, fast.
That was the week before my wedding too. I weighed 9 stone 12.
Wow.
And, the coach at Bolton Harriers, who I ran for, said to me, if you use another stone, you'll be brilliant. I thought there'd be nothing left of me. So I sort of packed that in, really. And then went back onto weights, because I was always frustrated, because to be a good runner, you have to be nice and lean.
Yeah.
But I wanted to have a good physique as well. And it just two didn't go together. Then I started doing triathlons. Did them for about 4 years. Various ones, nothing spectacular really. Never did the Ironman, always short course stuff. And then from that went on back onto weight training. Again, did some bodybuilding with, I trained with a guy who was a NABA Britain winner for about 4 years, training with him.
Right.
And realised then I wasn't really training properly before. Then you start to pick up and realise, hang on a minute, these movements not right. So I trained with him. I'd set up a business in the meantime as well, and that got going. So for about 10 years, I literally came away from training at all. Everything was focused on the business. I was finding, I was putting on weight before I knew it and everything. Yeah. I think that was about the age of 40, really. I always said I was 30. In my 30s, I was at my peak. In the 40s, I went downhill a bit and realised I had to get back on it. My daughter at the time then got me into doing some boot camps. So we did boot camps for about 2 years and got a bit bored of that. Started saying, well, what is there we can do that's exciting? And one day I just saw a video for CrossFit. I said to her, listen, we need to do that. So we searched everywhere where there was a CrossFit box. And obviously we live in Bolton, nowhere. And then the nearest one we found out was in Warrington, which is where I met you guys originally. Yeah. We came down, me and my daughter came down to have a look on a taster. Said, yeah, this is for us. We'll have a go at this now. Then the next day, my daughter got a letter saying she was going to Dubai, working for Emirates. So she went off to Dubai working for Emirates, and I thought, well, I may as well join. So I carried on and joined, and I've never looked back since. Yeah. It's one of the greatest, not just sports, but fitness regimes you could do. I love it.
Brilliant. I love it. So there's a couple of things that I've got to come on to, but I remember the first time I sort of met you in CrossFit Warrington, and I sort of just looked over and you were like in the corner. I think you were overhead lunging like 70 kilograms, and you was just like, you was ripped and you had big old shoulders, and I was like, shit, like, why is John kicking my ass in this workout? I'm like, who's this guy? It was like, I remember you was you say you hadn't done much training, but you was in good nick when you was at when we was all at CrossFit Warrington, that was for sure. And for a start, that 2 hours 40 on a marathon, I know is some people would train for years to try and get anywhere near that. So anything sub 3 hours is pretty phenomenal. So
I don't think I can do it now. I always put my running shuffling now, because my gait just seems to be so short all the time. I've resigned myself to just shuffling.
Too many squats.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So sorry. you obviously took over Lee. Well, in fact, sorry, no. First thing before I ask that, I want to know a little bit more about your business, because you've had a couple of successful businesses, I believe, and and I'm including CrossFit Fusion in that, obviously. But so, how did it come about you setting up your own business, and what do you do?
We run a building company. It's been a family building company for 27 years. Most of our work is for insurance companies, doing refurbishment works, stuff like that. But I've always yearned for fitness. I've always done coaching courses in the background. And at one point, I think early on in our marriage, my wife always said to me, "Do you know, if you put all your time into a business instead of training all the time, we'd have a decent business." So hence, that's why I probably stepped out of it for a bit. So I just get drawn back to it all the time. You know, I probably could have been divorced about 5 times with the amount of training I've done and threats that I've had, because instead of going to work, I've been training and things like that. You know, then you realise you have to put your family first and everything. So, you know, and it's times, because certain times in your life are right, and it's like for me now, I find that obviously my kids are growing up, they've gone. We've got more time to do what we want to do, deal with the things we want to do, spend the time we want to spend. So, it's sort of being over 50 has been really good. You know, it's the best time to train ever, because you've got so much time. Obviously, you've sort of built up your little nest eggs that you've got that you can spend. And, I mean, I'm a total CrossFit wanker, where I end up, I buy everything CrossFit. You know, if you go in my wardrobe, I've got like 2 pairs of work pants and 2 shirts, and everything else is CrossFit t-shirts and CrossFit shorts.
Awesome. As it should be as well.
Yeah.
As it should be.
I love it. Speaking of being a full CrossFit wanker, I think you did a train with Rich, didn't you? As in train with Rich.
Indeed, yes. My buddy Rich, in fact, my wife she put together a plaque, because I got a t-shirt sign and cap sign and all this lot. Nice. But when they did the Good Buddies tour, they came over. Me and Dave Long, we went and did the weekend work with the Good Buddies tour.
Nice.
And Josh and Dan Bailey. It was totally awesome. What an experience watching them guys move. It makes so easy. So easy. Yeah.
I always think to myself that, like, if I ever did something like that, I'd end myself in the first workout, just trying to keep up, and then that'd be it. I won't say first workout, let's call it the first round, and be honest. But first round, I'd just end myself in the first workout and not be able to train for the rest of the weekend.
I think we were all a bit like that, thinking we were only going to do one workout. So everybody went out at it, like, and then like their shirts were off on the first one, and it was like, all right. So then we just got stuck in with it, and then it was like, it's all going to be talking from now on. No, there's another workout now. Oh, what? Another one. 4 workouts in the first day and 3 on the second day. It was so good. So good.
Amazing.
But it's surprising, because, you know, you build up an image of somebody and you think to yourself, you know, Rich Froning is huge. He's not.
I know.
Yeah. And you're like, wow, he's just a normal guy, and look at him there. Well, he's not normal, but it's so amazing watching him move. Yeah.
So I remember when we seen Sam Briggs when we did the aerobic capacity course.
Yeah.
And again, like, obviously you see her on TV, and then obviously we stood next to her, and she's only tiny.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
And it's crazy, because just like you say, when they're on there, they look enormous, don't they?
Yeah. I was watching. Rich was like, he was obviously demonstrating clean and jerk and everything. And, you know, the speed to get under the bar is just like unbelievable.
Yeah.
I was in awe of it, like. So yeah, I'm a total Rich Froning guy all through.
Nice. Well, I was at Strength in Depth, and when we saw them all there, I was kind of like, wow, like, they're not that big. I'm sort of like looking at my yeah, I don't care what you can snatch. Yeah. But
it's just all their movements. They're just so fluent with it all. It's fine. Nothing anyway.
So impressive. Yeah. No, 100% agree. And like, I think I remember seeing that, because I was eyeing it up at the time as well, and being like, oh, that'd be so good. And then I saw that you'd gone, and I was like super jealous. Oh no, amazing. How did you come about owning CrossFit Lee? How did that new venture sort of present itself?
I think by accident more than anything.
All the best gyms start by
Yeah,
accident.
it was never an intention. I think what had happened is like I'd been going there since it opened, because obviously that was closer to my work and home than Warrington was. So when they opened the League one, we ended up saying, well, we'd just go there. I think me and Mark Dunn, we went there and carried on training. And it's funny because you actually felt it's never going to be like it was at Warrington, but it did. It soon becomes that community there and everything.
Yeah.
And we ended up training there, and I then decided to improve myself. I wanted to do the coaching course, a level 1, so I went and did that. I helped Beth out a few times on coaching when she had been short and everything. And Dave was coaching there at the time. And I think obviously Beth had come to a certain time in her life where she was going to move on to something else. And she had approached Dave, and Dave had sort of suggested doing it with me. And we just said, yeah, let's do it. It was like, yeah. And also, I think I was sort of looking at it as more of a retirement plan. So
Nice.
because like now I'm 59, it's, I was thinking, well, when I finish work, I can go and do that all day.
Yeah, that was my plan as well, but just like we'll open a gym and be able to train all day, and then we realised how much hard work was in it.
I know quite a few people who own boxes and that, and it's like it's so tough when the box is your own income, is your only income, and you're having to push it and work. We've been blessed that obviously I've got Dave, I've got my wife Leslie, and I've got Nikki. We're a great team. We all complement each other. We all have our own weaknesses, and the other one helps out and everything. It's like, for me, about coaching was thinking, well, what's the point of me coaching? Because a lot of positions like front rack, I can't get into. Never have. Tried for like 5 years to try and get it better. I went seeing a friend of ours, Adam Travis.
Oh yeah.
Come on, Adam, get me sorted out. And he did help me a lot. Particularly with doing like squat cleans and squat snatch, because I couldn't. I just could not get in those positions.
Yeah.
So I was always looking, how can I improve what I can do? And because going back to what I was saying about coaching, I felt, well, how can I coach people? Because I can't get in those positions. So nothing worse than saying to somebody, oh yeah, you've got to get in this front rack, and you find everybody's carrying the bar out here. So anyhow, but you realise that obviously you don't necessarily have to get in that position. You can get somebody to demonstrate it, and you can point it out. And I actually find sometimes it's better because you can show the points where they are really. So
it makes you a better coach, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because you've got to find ways around, and
That's
obviously
right.
better ways to do it. So yeah.
And that's what I enjoy about it, really. So, and I think as far as the box itself now, like we all just love it so much, and I think we treat it, as I'm sure yourselves do, is that, there's certain times we go, ooh, what equipment should we get now? It's like Christmas again, So me and Dave are sort of saying, oh, I'd love to have this, I'd love to have that. It's like when we got the skiers, we were almost on the same level of going, let's get skiers, yeah. So we got that, and I think the whole team, and even the other coaches that help us there, they're just, and the members, like your members, and I know a lot of your members as well, they're so committed to their box and helping out and doing everything. And we've got great members as well. So.
100%. One thing that I really notice at your box, and this is, not to say our box isn't, but your box seems to be very family orientated. I find that maybe it's because is your daughter the general, the manager of the gym?
No? She's
just coach.
Yeah, it was funny because that was another reasons, going back to why did we got the box, because she was actually working in Dubai as a coach, because she left Emirates and went, because she was still doing CrossFit over in Dubai. So she was coaching over in Dubai, and she'd coached at Inner Fight and Platform, and then she was coming back because she was going to get married, and they wanted to have children over here. And so I thought, well, it tied in nicely. She could come and do that. Anyhow, it wasn't necessarily, she lives in Poynton, so it's a bit of a nightmare. She didn't really get that much involved on that side, although she does do some certain classes for us at the time.
Right, okay.
But yeah, so we didn't do that. But family orientated, I think it's purely driven by the members. Because I look at other boxes, and you'll see some boxes and they've got a lot of young fire breathers. You know, we were all competing for the top dog and being right. I don't think we have that. We have good quality. We have good quality athletes who are happy where they're at and just want to improve gradually. Not necessarily. I'm saying they'll probably shout at me for this, but not necessarily to be top competitors. You know, even though we have a good couple of competitors there. But what I love about our box so much is we have some people who come in and I think to myself, they would never ever compete, yet they get in every competition and they smash it for what they can do. And I admire them so much for that. And I think our age group tends to be sort of quite a broad spectrum, but mainly towards like in the 30s and 40s. So, and obviously they've got kids and that brings the kids along. So yeah.
Definitely. That was an assumption of mine, that because I'd seen that your daughter had done some coaching there, so I assumed that might have been part of their influence. That it seemed, because when I have been down there for competitions, like I say, it seemed really family orientated, and that even, and I would say we're fairly family oriented. We're always welcoming and stuff like that. But even compared to us, I was like, that's the atmosphere that you've got down there has worked out really well, and like I say, really family orientated. As
you know what you say, like attracts like anyway, doesn't it? So it's I think I've been amazed, to be honest, because it's like I've always been a bit of a solo trainer, one of them in the gym. Don't talk to me, you know. I'm training that type of thing. Whereas when I got into CrossFit, it just changed. My wife says she can't believe I train with people now. Like, it's just like changed my whole dynamic of thinking, of training. It's like I just love training with people. I love seeing them improve themselves, and I actually love seeing people who have not trained before come in and do CrossFit, because they're so much easier to coach.
Yeah.
People who, like me, who come in and think they know it all and, you know, can't move because they've done bench press for so long and things like that, you know. But it's,
We get that question all the time. Would you rather have a games athlete or somebody brand new? I'm like, brand new every day. give me
blank
someone,
canvas any day.
Yeah.
Give me someone brand new and I'll turn them into a games athlete. I don't want I don't want somebody with bad habits like mine.
Yeah, and we love it when we've had the comps and that, and Shan and that from your box to come down. We're all so supportive and everything. It's been great, you know. We really appreciate the support we've had from you lot.
Yeah. I was thinking about this actually. I don't think me and Josh can quite let Wayners and Stu win another comp. I was thinking about it the other day. I was like, could be tempted.
Well, certainly when the next one comes, we'd like to see it.
just to make it interesting anyway.
Yeah.
Fusion Games 2021.
Oh, I hope they listen to this. I'm going to tag them. Start a little war.
Yeah.
I actually saw them the other day. I was out walking the dogs and Wayners and Stu were doing like laps of a park on the bikes, and I was like, enjoy, boys.
I've seen Phil a few times, but I've not seen Stu. Phil's another one. He's, you know, he just moves so well, you know.
Just keeps going.
I love Wayne as well, because like he doesn't. If you just to see him, you walk past him on the street, you wouldn't think like he's like anything amazing. And you drop him into a Metcon that is pure gas tank work, he's gonna dust 9 out of 10 people.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's just like, how?
Yeah.
I mean, but he's just got so much experience in getting out of breath, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I always remember you, Josh, on that first comp at Warrington that you did, the box step overs.
Oh yeah. The duck walk over the box.
What are you doing like that before? It was almost like your hips were disjointed, weren't they?
Because I had zero fitness and all the mobility, I was like, right, I'm going to revolutionize CrossFit now.
I love how the human body will adapt to the easiest possible thing that they can make it do.
You got to use what you got, haven't you?
Of course.
Probably the last time I beat Josh in a competition, to be fair.
There's a video of that somewhere. I'll have to dig that out.
Yeah.
So for those that are listening, Josh, instead of jumping over a box like a normal person does, like start on one side, jump on top, and then they hop off the other side. Josh just sort of floated over it without actually like jumping. So he sort of stepped on the box without moving the height of his hips, then like wiggled across the box and then come off the other side.
It was that my head stayed at a consistent height all the way across.
You were fast. I give you all that credit on that one.
I got this. Yeah, good times.
Therefore, good competition, that good fun. I think that was the time that it wasn't the time that Pilling beat me. So again, like your competitions are always good fun down at Fusion. Sorry, my dogs are playing up. They decided to come and try and attack me in the middle of a podcast, and I'm super aware of it because I can hear it in my ears now. So obviously you are known for running Fusion. You're known for, and like you say, you've been about in the CrossFit scene for quite a while. I think most people will remember you for the Normatec.
Yeah.
Rainhill, and I know it's always helpful. Everyone always raved over it, recovery wise and stuff like that. Do you still have your Normatec? Do you still have that?
I do have my Normatecs. I don't have all of them. I think that's going. Obviously, that was linked to me training. And as you get older, you want to recover quicker, and you're looking at how can I be ready to train tomorrow? Because some mornings, and I still do now. To be fair, I wake up in the morning. How am I going to train today? I cannot move, And
I do that. I'm not even 30 yet.
I was going to say, I do that every day. I'm like, I think I'm doing bicep curls today, and that's it.
I kept thinking, I need ways of recovering. So I used to read everything about recovering, and I saw these Normatecs. I thought, I need some of these. So I got in touch with the people over in America, and
sorry, John. Just for anybody that doesn't know what a Normatec is, just sort of explain to us what it actually is and what it looks like.
So basically, it's in fact, if you bear 1 second, I shall even show you one.
Excellent. I've never actually been in one,
I've only been in them. I went in Matt Egan's.
Is it fluid?
No, it's air.
Is it
compression?
Air?
Yeah, it's pure air compression. Yeah. So for those of you that are just listening, it's basically a big boot that goes on your leg.
You can get sleeves as well. I've got
sleeves,
yeah.
Yeah, it's like a full suit, isn't it?
Yeah, but you can only put either legs on their own or the arms on it. You've got to have the actual system themselves. So to put them on your legs and arms, you'd have to have two systems.
Okay.
Yeah, so sequential compression, that's what it's about. So,
right.
But I found them really useful, and I still use them today. I'll literally put them on in front of the TV, just lay there. It's especially after, say, a good leg day. I actually feel the benefit is if you use them properly. I found myself, if you use them within like 3 hours of a session,
okay.
Most benefit I got from them. So, and when I got those, I thought, people need to be able to use these. Yeah. And then I thought to myself, well, like, what were they at the time? I think about 1,200 quid, something like that.
Yeah, they do, because I remember seeing you had someone with it. Again, apparently I follow you around on Instagram and just go, I'm well jealous of John.
Well, I got these, and I thought to myself, people should be able to, how can I get this? So I thought, well, if I got a load of them and we rented them out, or rented space on them like a sunbed shop, when you go for a sunbed, and, so many minutes or half an hour for such a price. And that's when we thought, well, we'll get them and we'll take them to some of the competitions, and athletes can use them. And yeah, we loved it. And mainly because obviously we loved being in the atmosphere of CrossFit and everything. And the Rainhill Trials was really good. And Matt and Dom, they used to we'd go in there, and we got to know everybody then. People would be coming over trying it. And we used to have people use them and come back, because obviously they might compete on the Saturday, and their friends are competing on the Sunday, and they'd come back on the Sunday to watch, but say, God, I'm no DOMs, it's great, So yeah, it was good. And then I think
it's cool as well that you still use them. So like, obviously you've got those different toys out. You can get like complexes, Theraguns, and like I've had a compact.
I've got them as well.
Oh yeah. And it was great for the first few weeks, and then I'd come home from training. It's like, can I be asked putting all these sticky bits on me? Not really. And then you've got like a 500-pound bit of kit that sits in your top drawer. Do you know what I mean? But like the fact that you actually still use your Normatec kind of like speaks volumes, really.
Yeah. Well, I still use them, and I still use a Theragun. You know, I use that every day, to be honest. I even take it to my office at work, and I can sometimes be sat there with, say, one cheek hanging off the side of the chair, with it going, phone rings. I'm like, oh. So yeah, I still do use them. But anything. But I'm like keyed into my diet as well. We're trying to eat as healthy as we can. Don't eat no processed foods. My wife says I'm a bit of an obsessive at everything, really. It's I'm going through a stage at the moment. This month I'm intermittent fasting, so
right,
yeah. So like I'm eating from 12 till 8 at night, 12 in the morning, 12 lunchtime till 8, just to see how it goes. And I like trying different things like that. You know, I have a 1-minute cold shower every day this month. That's the other thing. Yeah, you know. So anything that I feel is going to be a benefit, that's what I try and bring into it, really.
I feel like John's like just what me and you're going to be like when we get older. Just like just got it nailed on already. Because funnily enough, Josh does cold showers every day. He's sworn by him for God knows how long.
I love. To be honest, I've been doing it probably because obviously I like Wim Hof as well. Do you
yes,
he's a man.
We're going for a coffee, John.
So,
in the Arctic.
Yeah, so it was like I did a month at 30 seconds, then a month at a minute now. So, and to be honest, once you're in it, and I always go from the very hot to the very cold.
Yeah. Oh, it's got to be full cold.
Yeah,
like, you can't be like, no.
Yeah. So
no half measures.
No. So yeah, so I like.
Sorry, John. Just pick up on something that you were just talking about then. So obviously, for you, recovery is a massive, massive thing.
Yes.
It's something that you've looked into extensively. If you was to say one of your members or just a general CrossFitter said to you, okay, so 3 things that would help me recover, in your opinion, what would be those top 3 things? And they can be protocols of any kind, or they can be, gadgets, or.
I would say, because in a way, I'm going to shoot myself in the foot here, really, because I'm one of the worst ones for taking rest days.
I'm not saying you follow this advice. Yeah. We know that. Do you know what I mean? Like, do as I say, not as I do.
I think there's different times. Like for me at the moment, sorry, I'm not answering your question, but for me at the moment, I find being older, having a rest day, I feel so much worse. What I've tried to do though is taper my workout so that it's a lot easier. So it's more of a active recovery, but I'm still moving.
Yeah.
When I take days off, I'm like, it's like I can't move. So, but three things I would say. For me, is foam roll. I like to foam roll. Try and improve your diet because your food does have an impact on how you recover.
Yeah.
And third one, I would probably say that because not everybody can use Normatex. Obviously, that's no good saying that one. I would just say general active recovery, making sure you move nice and easy, really.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, I like it.
Definitely, I like it. Again, like with regards to active recovery and like staying moving, it's funny because you mentioned Shampy, who come down and competed at one of your competitions recently.
I love Shan.
I try for the life of me to get her to take a rest day, but it doesn't work. And she just doesn't work for her. So now I've had to put some strict rules on. I'm like, right, you're not allowed to lift more than 50% on your recovery days.
And that's perfect. Yeah. And I think that's right. For some people, that's how it is for some people, because we're all different. Some people need 2 days a week. Some people need 1 day a week.
Yeah, definitely.
I used to always take a Saturday and Sunday off and felt I recovered good for Monday. And I always wanted the toughest workout to be the Monday because I was ready for it, but it was always a Friday.
Yeah.
It's obviously linked to the Open then, wasn't it? Fridays.
Yeah. Ready for the Open because you killed yourself all week. But to be fair as well, there was something that was interesting that I learned about. I went on the Red Pill seminar a while ago, and they talked about basically the best route. So like there's some good evidence out there. A lot of it's anecdotal, but like people get the best PBs and stuff like that when they're under fatigue and when they're tired because of the amount of stored tension in the muscles. So and they hear it a lot in runners that are like, oh, like run through the ground, and then the last day of a training camp they PB even though they're in bits, and that's because they've got some stored tension in the muscles. The body's used to working at that sort of higher rate, or and apparently it can. Just reading about this recently as well, it can help to get people into like a flow state. Which is it's the book that Brannon recommended on the previous podcast.
Right,
I forget what it's called every single time. What's it called? It's How Bad Do You Want It?
Yeah.
And again, one of the things that's in there is talking about how they get into a flow state by basically just destroying themselves, and you're like, you can't really think about training and think about what you're doing. You've just got to keep going and moving and work on what you've got, and it results in some awesome times, PBs, that kind of thing as well. So
excellent.
So there is some good stuff to support me letting Shan not have a rest day, but
and I do think you've got to take each person as an individual, haven't you? You wouldn't say to somebody who came into the box the first week, and you're saying, right, no rest days, get out there, do it. You'd be breaking them in, wouldn't you? And Shan's been training a long time, and she's always put a lot of time into her training. So.
For certain, yeah. So obviously I wanted to make the majority of the podcast about you, because you're a legend. But I've got to ask you, your son had is it a #1 single as part of the band? It might be more. I'm not up to date.
No, this I did not know.
To be honest, there was a lot of management issues after that. But they had a #1 with Me and My Broken Heart with Rixton, which they actually, because of management issues, they disbanded Rixton and they set up as Push Baby again. Yeah. But Push Baby is more their own music rather than being told this is the type of music you have to play.
Right. Okay. Cool. I remember you posted a single a while ago.
I always push your stuff.
Yeah, and it's actually on my playlist. So it's one of my gym training songs for sure. I
Sing it, Phil. I don't know which one it is.
Yeah. I tell you what, we'll get John to sing it, because it's all about you.
Whoa!
Music does not run in my life. I'm singing. I can't sing for anything. I've always said that at school you're either the music side or the sports side. And I was the sports side, lucky enough. So.
Yeah, I'd rather have a sub-3 hour marathon as well, John.
Who needs to be able to sing and dance when you can run that quick?
No, that's right. Hey, and also, going back, I had my claim to fame was always being on Gladiators.
Oh yeah, you told me about this. How did I forget that?
Yeah,
second person we've had on Gladiators as well, which is like quite amazing.
1993 it was, second series of it ever. That was, and I always like to say it was a series where Ulrika got pregnant, but it was nothing to do with me.
You sure?
Who was your favourite Gladiator?
I'm going to find this on YouTube.
Well, it's I don't think you can find it now, actually. But funny enough, 15 years after, I went into a petrol station in Manchester and went in to pay, and this woman said to me, "You were on Gladiators." I'd never met this woman before in my life.
It wasn't Jet, was it? Stood behind the counter.
Google's premium video. Sorry, that's my bad. I think I found this on YouTube. I've got a 50-minute clip. I typed in John Morgan Gladiators, and it come up Heat 5 Series 2.
Oh, there you go.
So what events did you have to do then?
Skytrack.
Right. What was that one?
Well, it's funny, because when you go down there, obviously you go down here with a lot of competitive people, and you're given these practice runs you can do on each of the workouts, and because you're competitive, you put everything else into it. So like show off, do this, do that, and then by the time you get to the TV thing to do it, you're knackered. So, but I did Skytrack, where you're upside down going around a track.
All right, okay.
Yeah, I did that one. I had the wolf chase me up the wall. I beat him on that one.
Nice.
And I had Powerball, where they used to have to you have to put a ball in a basket.
Like the cone-shaped basket.
Yeah. And then I got flattened there by Warrior and Shadow on that one. And then I did Hang Tough, which I didn't do very good at, really. I thought I would have done, but I didn't.
It might be hard to see, but is that you?
I can't tell now.
You know, I think it's you. I don't want to put the volume on, but I'll check this out, and it's going in the show notes if it's right.
And it's funny because I always used to take the mickey when I used to watch it and go, look at them struggling up that travelator. Well, if you get to watch it, the one that I was on, I struggle up it. My legs were I was like Bambi going up there. Yeah,
so. I love it. Excellent. Right, John, I don't want to obviously keep you all day, so we're going to get, we've got some fun finish questions to ask you. Obviously, I know you've done a lot of training courses and stuff like that, but we always like to get a book or a film recommendation off all of our guests. So, what's your best book or film recommendation?
Book, I would say number 1, Rich Froning.
Okay, nice. Okay. I think I've got that.
That's because I'm just rich.
That's your boy Rich.
He's my boy. Yeah. It's funny because there's a picture of him up in this plaque that my wife got done. That's the one. Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah. And it's got, and everybody comes in and says, oh, there's John's mate there, his best mate there, his best is there.
Love it.
Excellent. Any films?
Froning.
Yeah, fittest man in history.
I say that, but it gets a bit cliche, doesn't it? Really? So, but see, I just like anything that's got CrossFit on it. Like I just watch the fittest, fittest in Dubai. I just like watching more time. One because I just put them on the telly, just to get me motivated, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I legit had them on training in the back garden on my laptop, and then just because it was something to have on while I was stuck in the back garden training. And I think I went through every single fittest documentary in the space of 3 days, and then by the end of it,
I can come in and I can feel like, oh, I'm not sure if I want to do this now. I put that on and then I'm like, yeah, let's go. So that's what works for me, really.
Awesome, I love it. So another quick question is, if you could try your hand at any profession at all, what would it be?
That's hard.
So you could be
an
astronaut or
no, I'm not too bothered about anything like that. I think I wouldn't have minded being a fighter pilot.
Nice.
Yeah, that would have been a good one.
That's cool. I like it. Awesome. And because you're a gym owner, we've got I always ask this one. It's your top 3 dick gym moves. So, example would be curling in the squat rack, chalking up for press ups, those kind of things. Top 3 things that when you see somebody in the gym and they do them, and you're like, fucking do you. Dropping empty barbell stuff.
I was going to say, trouble is, if I say it, they probably know who it is.
Good. You need to know. Tell him.
I'll tag them in the notes and everything. It'll be fine.
Well, I think one of my biggest hates is seeing people do dumbbell overhead lunges and dropping the dumbbell from here. Yeah.
Gets me that one as well.
Yeah. And then press ups.
Yeah. Josh loves that one.
Oh.
That. Yeah. I think that's one.
Elbow pulses, as we like to call them.
Yeah. But the thing is, you say, right, real press ups, but then it's this. So so press ups, and what's the other one? I would say full squats, but they're only quarter squats.
When you know they can full squat.
Yeah.
For sure. Are there any coach on any coach's list there? Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, last ones will be this or that. So we call it this or that, and basically, I'll give you an example. We'll start off straight easy. It's like snatch or clean and jerk. So yeah, easy. I like it. Okay. Running or rowing?
Rowing.
My man. Front squats or back squats?
Back squats.
Pizza or ice cream?
Well,
Oof.
I've not had a pizza for about 7 years.
What?
Yeah. And then I had one the other day. And it was like, yeah, this is really nice.
You should have done it.
But I would say pizza then.
Nice. Excellent. I like it.
7 years. Wow. I think Domino's would disown me if I didn't go 7 years.
I think Josh, the Domino's would close down if Josh didn't go for 7 years.
Hype me in Domino's.
Olympic gold medal or £1 million? £1
million.
Ooh, I like it.
Okay.
Cookies or donuts?
Never had them, really.
Wow. Okay. Right, we're going to change your world soon, John. We're going to come for a coffee.
It's funny because my son-in-law, he keeps saying to me, just live a bit, John, just live a bit.
Yeah.
Take a rest day and a donut. For God's sake, John.
Get alive.
Brilliant. Books or movies?
Movies.
And then sports or reality TV?
Oh, sports.
I've got one for you. Dan Bailey or Josh Bridges?
Ooh.
Dan Bailey.
Okay.
Thinking
There's no point asking about that. Outrageous.
I was going to say, can we say Matt or Rich?
Rich or Leslie? Rich.
Yeah. Out of Matt and Rich, I would still go Rich.
Still go. Do you know? I love Matt Fraser. He's like, he's a beast and everything, but like, I still go Rich just because he's the OG and he's like.
Oh yeah.
Can't beat a bit of Rich thrown in from back in the day.
You can't take nothing away from Matt Fraser, but like you say, Rich to me is like, wow, yeah.
It's the fit.
Good bro.
Yeah. Watching Rich on YouTube is what got me started on CrossFit. Yeah. So can't really choose Matt, even though I think he's great.
Yeah. Oh. I always remember watching on telly that one where Josh Bridges was doing the overhead lunges and he's well in front of Rich. And everybody's saying, oh, he's going to do it. Like, and Rich just same pace all the way through. And then Josh was like rocking it all like that. And Rich just went past him.
Yeah, it's that event on the Sunday morning, wasn't it? And I always remember that event because Davs is his judge, who was our level 1 coach.
Right.
I always noticed that. I'm like, because it's proper famous, like Rich getting back on top moment sort of thing, as he does on a Sunday, or as he did on a Sunday. In the corner of the screen, you just see Davs going and go onto the platform. Like, so, right, John, thank you very much for being on today.
Pleasure.
Really appreciate you taking some time to have a chat with us. And for those of you that are giving us a listen, please like and subscribe. Please share the podcast. Subscribe down in the bottom right if you're on YouTube, on iTunes, all the rest of it. Like, give us a 5-star review, and please, like I say, subscribe to the podcast because it helps us get out there to more and more people. And again, thanks very much for joining me today, guys. Peace.